Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey guys, it's Adam here. On today's adventure, we're going all over the place. So here's the thing. The last time you guys saw me, we took a trip out to Washington, D.C. and to Charleston, South Carolina, Fort Sumter, all that. Since then, I've actually taken a ton of very little trips, like literally we're talking some day trips here for very specific objectives. So much so that all of these trips weren't really like conducive to having their own separate video. However, I still wanted to show you guys some of that. So the structure of this video is basically going to be like, you ever watch like a TV show and then you get to that episode where they've run out of ideas, so they have like a framework and then they do clips of old episodes and it's just called like a flashback episode. It's going to be like that, except it's all brand new footage and stuff you've never seen before. So our first trip in this little mini website adventure was Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, so I'm in Nashville now. Weird. You know where I'm at? I'm at the Andrew Jackson Hermitage. This is kind of like a presidential library but for Andrew Jackson, so it's not official, whatever that means. He's buried in there, and I don't know, something to do down in Nashville. Oh, and in case you're curious, who is Andrew Jackson? If you don't know, look familiar? He's the guy on the $20 bill. Andrew Jackson was a general during the War of 1812, which was basically the U.S. versus the British, aka Canada. It's an odd war, to say the least, but he's kind of famous for winning the Battle of New Orleans after the war was over. The war is debatably an American defeat, except he ends up winning the Battle of New Orleans, which effectively killed the British and the French's ability to continue to exist in North America. So, kind of a win. So over here you can see a mansion. That's where Andrew Jackson lived. And over here you see this dome. That is his resting place. That is his grave. Yeah, the Sega Pluto is happy to see the final resting place of Andrew Jackson, as always. Yeah, his whole family's kind of buried in there. It's cool. Obviously, I'm not showing you guys everything. I just thought I would kind of enjoy this because of my desire to enjoy presidential libraries adjacent. Andrew Jackson, Hermitage, home of the people's president. All right. Not gonna lie, this place is surprisingly popular. There's a lot of people walking around. And you might think, oh, it's a park, you know, that makes sense. It's a private thing, so you actually have to pay money to get in here. So I'm surprised this many people pay money to just walk around here. So this is interesting. They actually point out that they have 3 different presidents buried in Tennessee. We just showed Jackson's. James K. Polk is also here, and Andrew Johnson is way out in Greenville. So we are now at a place called Red's Hot Chicken. If you are unfamiliar, Nashville is known for one very particular type of food, which is Nashville hot chicken. And this place came up as the #1 recommendation. It's about to close, so I better hurry up. Well, there it is. We have our Nashville hot chicken. I went with medium to hot, not super crazy hot. Their fries and their mustard potato salad. So the chicken was very good. I had the medium, and that kind of kicked my ass. So I can't even imagine what the hot or Nashville super hot is. That'll be the Sunshine Challenge there someday. So you can see a bit of their downtown. I believe that's the Capitol building because this is the state capital of Tennessee. But yeah, just kind of a nice little look at it. So here outside the Capitol building, you'll see 2 sites. One, statue of Andrew Jackson, because, I mean, he was Tennessee's homeboy. But oddly enough, right over there, what I'm pointing at by those people, that's actually the burial site of another president, James K. Polk. Check it out, everybody. The Sega Pluto has visited yet another dead president. And that'll do it for our weird little Nashville excursion. I hope you guys now enjoy the rest of the excursion. So on to the next one, which was New Jersey and New York City. I'm actually now in Franklin, New Jersey, right? Franklin, New Jersey. And we are back with the evil Rob Thanos. He has returned. There he is. It's been a minute since you've been on here. I hope you guys are in. Yeah. So this is an OG reference on Flying and Eating. What was it, like year 1 of this channel?
It was like month 1 of this
channel. It was like right at the beginning. I'm out here on a whole adventure. Like we went to Montreal and all this other stuff. I think it is actually the 2nd episode ever produced. I'm at episode like 170 or something by the time you're seeing this. Maybe even higher. We went out to well, actually, why don't you tell the story from your perspective?
So, my tilt down, you're a terrible
Just hold person. I can't see it.
So, you and I were going out to dinner. I want to stop at my local liquor store to get some beer to drink with dinner. And you run into the only person in what could only be like a 500-mile radius that has actually lived in Guam, Adam's favorite place in the United States.
You guys have seen Guam many times on this channel.
Yes.
So in interacting with this woman, what happened?
So they get to talking about Guam, and she says, you know, the biggest thing that I miss about Guam is that there was a store that I used to go to, like a grocery store.
Tokyo Mart.
Tokyo Mart. This grocery store, and they had this spice, this Japanese spice that I crave so much, and I haven't had it in years. And Adam is like...
I'm like, well, at the time, I was about to go to Guam again.
And you're like, I know exactly what store
I know what story you're talking about. My buddy Brian, shout out, will take me over there and we'll get it. So then a few videos later, I was in Guam and Brian and I got this spice. And then a few videos later, I gave it to this man, being like, all right,
hang on to it.
Hold on to it until I'm back and we'll go find that lady. But if you go and see her, it's fine. Go see if you can work that out.
I never see that woman again.
He goes there all the time because he's an alcoholic. And he has never seen her. But the spice survives.
The spice remains.
And apparently he at some point just cracked it and started using it, which is totally fine.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great spice. But, but the irony is, like, this could be found at, like, any Japanese or Korean specialty mart in New Jersey. Like,
she didn't know that, and neither did I. But that did come from Guam.
Yes.
And I'm glad we can finally close this plot hole that's existed on this channel since basically its beginning.
It's like the smoke monster on Lost, except it makes more sense.
Yeah. It finally has a real conclusion.
Yep.
We didn't mystery box you all the way through this. Mm-hmm. All right, fast forward a bit. We are now in New York City. We'll show you more of New York at some point when we have more time for it. But where are we right now?
We are by the World Trade Center in the financial district, and if you look up...
There you go. That's the new World Trade Center, aka what was once called the Freedom Tower, and then they removed that name because it was stupid. But yeah, this is the new World Trade Center. We're gonna go check out the 9/11 Memorial. So the World Trade Center Memorial has these set up, names of the victims of 9/11, and then this is the footprint of where the North and South Towers were. I don't know which one this one was, but next to, of course, the actual new tower. What?
It is a rough footprint. Like they are a bit smaller, but the negative space, kind of a cool idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So which one would this have been? The North or the South?
This would be South Tower.
South Tower. So that would be the second one that was hit. North Tower, I'm guessing, is over there. And then that, by the way, is the 9/11 Museum, if you ever want to do that. Correction, this is the North Tower, see? Yeah, we're trying to get you the facts. Okay, just to be very sure, clarification. South Tower area, museum, North Tower area, new tower. So that sculpture right there, that like orb, that used to be in between the base of the original World Trade Center towers, and it survived them collapsing, so they left it up there. Obviously moved it over, but that's that. For those who are curious, yes, the Sega Pluto has been to the 9/11 Memorial and the new World Trade Center. I know that really affected the rest of your day. Now it's food time. What are we doing?
We're going to try the latest and greatest in New York pizza, a place called La Industrie in the West Village. Supposedly excellent. I have not been here yet. Neither have you.
No, I've not, but this is the line behind us, and this is the line in front of us, so this may be significant. Look at my hair. I just realized how bad it is.
Just now?
Yeah, I know. Doesn't that suck? I've been filming, too.
Looks like this way for the past 10 years. You're just discovering this now?
I guess so. Some people have told me there's this thing you can, like, what's it called? You do this thing?
It's comb.
Oh, the comb. Yeah. Like, yeah, okay. Comb on the... Corn on the comb?
Corn on the comb.
Right, okay, I'm going to look into that.
Comb on the cloth.
So they gave us a little menu thing. And Rob, which ones are you going with?
I think I'm going to go La Industrie. I think I'm going to get a white and a pepperoni.
Yeah, I'm going to do the and I'm going to do the margarita and the New Yorker.
La Industrie with the burrata and the prosciutto. Like, I think that's a good combination.
Yeah, it's got stuff in it. There's the stuff. So he's still eating, but we just came out of there. I'm going to go so far as to say best New York pizza I've ever had. And that's pretty high praise. So we had different slices. You guys saw in the prayer. You're looking at B-roll, I'm sure. Rob, what did you think of your...
Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Worth the wait. We got here at a good time. Like, we only waited for a few minutes for a table, and our pies came out, our slices came out. It was perfect timing, honestly.
Yeah, it was really good. We were trying to figure out which one was the best one. The only complaint I had was that what was the one with the prosciutto? The one that's actually named
the La Industrie.
The La Industrie. They have a specific slice they made. The prosciutto is phenomenal. I wish they cut it a little more because it doesn't really break up while you're chewing it. It just kind of keeps...
Yeah, it keeps coming.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, that's kind of messes with the consistency. But when that's the worst problem, that should tell you a lot.
Yeah.
So,
The burrata on top of the pizza was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think the La Industrie was my favorite.
Let me describe some of the basics here. So the crust, nice, crispy, crunchy. As you can see, it's got it's a little burny, which is what you're supposed to be. That was excellent. The sauce was not sweet; it was a nice savory one, but powerful. Like it's like as opposed to one of these. I've had some pizzas
the seasoning's
where it's
good,
yes,
yeah.
where sometimes it's a little too sweet, or sometimes it's bland as hell, like the way Japanese do it. And then the cheese is just perfect, no complaints there. But then the toppings, like the sausage is a little spicy, the pepperoni's a little spicy, but not too spicy. Yeah.
Honestly, the white slice too that I had.
I didn't have
you
that.
Didn't try it?
Yeah.
It's really, really good. I love white pizza with the ricotta, but with the fresh burrata, nice toasty crust. Perfect.
Yeah. Again, really good. I'm glad we did this. So
Rock on, lit industry.
Definitely worth the wait.
Yep.
Just FYI, we're out of there now, and this is the line after they've been open for like 10 minutes. It like wraps around the corner. So if you want to do this, get there early.
Order ahead.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's smart too. We came from down there, and over here we have Bleecker Street Pizza. You and I have been there before.
Yeah, I think your first time in New York that we were hanging out, I was like, this is like my solid slice place.
Yeah, it's not bad, but you have to get like a whole thing, or just a slice.
Yeah, just a slice.
Just a slice. And then back there, of course, you can see World Trade Center again.
Yeah, my pie place is down here on Bleecker Street.
So spoilers, we're going to another pizza place.
Well, we're probably not eating there, but I do want to check out
Oh.
Joe's and get like
Well,
compare the
that's still a
slices.
spoiler. It's still what I said was true. We're going to another pizza
But
place.
not-
I didn't say we were going to that one. See, we have to squabble like an old married couple. We are kind of an old married couple. Apologies to your actual wife who is right here. There's Rob, and we are here at Joe's Pizza, made famous by Spider-Man 2, where Spider-Man infamously works at. Do the reveal.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant.
Dun dun dun. There you go. There's your Joe's New York Pizza from Spider-Man there. Joe's, was it 29-minute guarantee or whatever? To be fair, it took much less than 29 minutes.
It's the gold standard. It's New York pizza at its finest. It's, go in, $3. Here's your slice. Get the out. Enjoy.
Yeah, pretty much. It was very good. I liked it a lot. I mean, I think the other one was better, but the other ones were more complex. For just a basic slice of New York pizza, this is good. And it's not even that, like, I've thought maybe like kind of a tourist trap because the whole Spider-Man thing, but really it's not. It's actually like genuinely good. But we can at least like do this thing, right in front of it. There you go. So.
And Mexican Coke, class buy.
Yeah, he didn't get me one. He had to buy it. This is the only negative. It's cash only. I don't do that. So,
But there's an ATM right there.
Yeah. So you have the option, but you should have got me a Coke.
Nope.
So Rob is a drunk, and he took us to a alcohol store. I'm kind of thirsty, so I wanted a Coca-Cola, and they have Mexican Coke, which they have right here. However, it's warm, so they have this thing called a chiller, and you just put it in there, and you let it sit for a few minutes, and it comes out like you had it in the fridge for hours. That's what the guy said. So I was like, that's cool. I want one of these in my house. New York City, always great. New Jersey, not too bad, not too bad. Now next up, we're actually going down to North Carolina, Raleigh specifically. This one, unfortunately, for more somber reasons, and then we'll head up to Southern Virginia. This is actually a fun little fact. This is the first time I've taken you to North Carolina in this channel's history. I've been here before many times, but it's the first time we're here. I am at the Club Lounge, or I actually more accurately just left it. Nice Club Lounge, not a big one. It makes sense. It's not a huge place for United. But yeah, they had good food and everything. So now I have to go pick up my rental car. We're actually out here for a funeral, so we're obviously not going to be doing any video related to that, but I'm going to show you any little thing that kind of pops up. I'm out here for a couple of days. All right, fast forward. I am now in Roxborough, North Carolina. This is my rental car. And this is where we're going. This is the Copper Kettle. This was highly recommended to me as a seafood type of place. I initially kind of thought like, oh, barbecue and stuff, but all the locals are like, not in this area. So this came up as the #1. So that's what we're doing. So I just came out of there. I ended up with the coconut shrimp, as well as it came with macaroni and cheese and fries. And that was after I had ordered mozzarella sticks on the side. So it was the South. It was just way too much food. It was good. It wasn't like amazing. Staff was very friendly. That was cool. But like, yeah, like I have never been in a restaurant in my entire life that checked on you that much. Like we're talking like a minute, every other minute. It was just, you need anything? You okay? Everything good? It was nice. All right, good morning. I'm now back. I'm still in Roxborough. We're gonna get breakfast at Brooklyn Eats. Not Brooklyn, like the bureau or borough of New York City. No, which of course we were just in. But no, we are going to Brooklyn. It came up highly rated, and of course it's open. I think I'm going to go for shrimp and grits, because grits is much more of a southern thing, and I like shrimp. I had some of it yesterday. I want more of it. All right, first we got a side salad here. We got honey mustard sauce. All the sauces are apparently made in-house, which sounds pretty good. I think 7 pieces of shrimp in there, although it's hard to tell. To be honest, there could be more under. And then there's the grits, as you can see under there, and then the sauce they've added. So I'm going to kind of mix it together, and yeah, breakfast for me. Okay, I know I shouldn't have, but it's a chocolate peanut butter cake. It's happening. I don't care. Post game, I'm obviously dressed differently for the upcoming event. But the food, Brooklyn's that place was good. The salad was actually pretty nice, as I mentioned briefly there. I like the honey mustard, as well as I actually really enjoyed the shrimp and grits. I shouldn't have done the chocolate peanut butter cake thing. I know that. But I just felt like doing that. It just felt good right now. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, those were good. I would check that place out if you happen to ever be out in Roxborough, North Carolina. All right, it has been a few hours. Funeral went well. We don't need to talk about that. But now I've rented. Obviously, I've got the rental car, and I've got some time. So I'm actually now up in Lynchburg, Virginia. I have specific objectives that I will show you. But tonight we're just doing dinner. And one thing that's a little worrying is that I've put into Google Maps, because I've never been out in this area, Google Maps, top rated restaurants, open now, and everything that was getting like a 4.7 out of 5 was like Chick-fil-A and Blaze Pizza, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. But the best thing I found that was not on that list is this. This would be La Carreta, authentic Mexican restaurant. Every place I've gone on this trip so far, granted it's only been like a day, has been like, get Mexican, get Mexican, Mexican. And I'm like, seems like the wrong part of the country, but I can't ignore it, so let's do it. And here it is. We have rice, we have the burrito, and I don't know. I thought it was a spider. I have no idea. It smells like an onion. I think they just like almost like a bloomin' onion or something. I don't know, but it smells good. I wouldn't call it like amazing Mexican food. It was definitely edible. The best part was I was actually legitimately shocked by how cheap it was. It was only like 14 bucks. Which compared to some of the food I was having earlier in this, very pleasant surprise. So, perfectly edible. Good morning. We are still out in Virginia. We are actually at Appomattox. Why are we here? I want to show you guys this. This is Appomattox Courthouse. This is famously where the Civil War ends, where Robert E. Lee formally surrenders the Army of Northern Virginia to that of General Ulysses S. Grant. Technically, this wasn't exactly where the war ended. That would happen in New Orleans in like May of 1865. But in April of 1865, this was inevitably where it was going to end. Because once General Lee surrendered to Grant, there was no turning back. Then it was just kind of a formality at that point. So I thought I'd show you basically Appomattox Courthouse, also known as the McAn House, which is technically where the ceremony took place. So this is the McAn House. So basically, at the time of the war, Ulysses S. Grant's forces are over there, the Union forces, and Robert E. Lee's forces are down there, and they decide to meet here to do the formal surrender. So Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant meet in that house, and they discuss terms of surrender, which are basically complete and unconditional, aside from Southern troops are basically allowed to just go home, as per Lincoln's orders. He didn't want them arrested and hung and all that sort of stuff. It was just, let's stop the hostilities, go home, get back to the business of being American. And so that happened here on April 9th, 1865, only a couple of days before the Lincoln assassination. So when they're in there and they sign the terms and everything, it's actually Robert E. Lee who pushes for them to just go ahead with the business. Grant actually wasn't like super eager to get it over with. And after Lee signs everything and surrenders, he walks out and stands like right there on those stairs. And he reportedly like smacked his hand 3 times into his other hand. And he says something which is lost to the ages, but it's believed to be like, well, that's it, or this is it, or something like that. But nobody will ever really know. So the visitor center has like a little mini museum in it that has a lot of, you know, imagery depicting the surrender and everything. As obviously there's no cameras. Well, there were cameras, but nothing photographed that. They have this was basically the white flag that the South used, that Lee's forces used to be like, hey, we're ready. This is cool. This is the original table that they actually surrendered. This is where they signed stuff. There is, I forget the other, there's a seat and a chair that's at the Smithsonian, but I guess this is the actual table that Lee signed it on. At least it's depicted. I think Grant's stuff is at the Smithsonian, but Lee's stuff is right here, I think. For the record, this is the visitor center, and if you turn around, back there is the McAn House, aka Appomattox Courthouse, which is not really, anyway, it was just some guy's house that they decided to do that in because it was the most central point, I think, was the history of it. But yeah, this whole area is just a big park, and I very much have it to myself right now. Just a reminder, America has a lot of national treasures, not Nicolas Cage movies. Those movies suck. But no, for real. And you come out and support them, come see them, enjoy them. Don't forget, don't underestimate the power of knowing history. and experiencing history and learning from history. And one of the coolest things the United States ever did was it created things like the National Park Service that is designed to preserve that history so that you can learn. Like the idea that this seemingly little house that marked the formal end to the worst tragedy in the history of the United States. I mean, really, when you think about it, it really was. It's the country literally splitting apart. And this little house is where it ended. And that's important to understand. That's important to know, to learn about, even though it's so seemingly simple. Because without it, you know, who knows the direction that the country could have gone. I mean, if Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant weren't as civilized as they were, it could have been a guerrilla warfare campaign for a century. Like, who knows, like, how bad that could have turned out. But these two men had the courage to face this problem head on and say, how do we solve this? Because nobody really wants to deal with this enduring pain. But anyway, I just say that because I think the United States has a lot of great stuff like this, and I wish more people would come out and support them and see them. It's your right as an American citizen. Your tax funds go to this to preserve history. Enjoy it. And if nothing else, just enjoy the big open land in the park and all that. It's very cool. So I have left Appomattox and I'm heading out, and I've decided to stop at this place. Edith's Route 60 Diner. This seemed like a very prototypical, like, southern, you know, dining type place. So I'll probably get, like, I don't know, maybe like biscuits and gravy. I don't really know what I'm actually going to pick food-wise, but yeah, it came up highly recommended out in this area. That was actually really good. It was like exactly what I wanted. I wanted the, like, you know, off the side of the road, Americana Southern style diner. I ended up getting the country fried steak with some bacon, as well as sunny side up eggs and a pancake. One thing that's cool about that place is, like, it has pre-existing combos, but they're kind of willing to do anything. So if you're like, because originally I just wanted the country fried steak, and she's like, you want any sides with it? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, it comes with eggs, but, you know, you can add a pancake, you can add bacon. She doesn't care, just whatever you want. Just it's all whatever. So that was really nice. The pancake was unique. I don't know how else to describe this. I never had a pancake like this. It was, like, clearly like a plain batter pancake, but I feel like they cooked the batter in apples or something, because it had this apple-y type of crisp and flavor. Very good, very good. I like that. You know, it was exactly I thought maybe I was getting too much food, but it was like exactly the right portion. So yeah, come out and support Edith's, because this place is pretty good. So I am now in Lexington, Virginia, and I'm here for one reason. This chapel thing is actually the final resting place of General Robert E. Lee. Now, I didn't show it to you, but when I was just in New York, I saw this. This is, of course, General Grant, his final resting place. Of course, he would go on to be the 18th President of the United States, but just kind of fitting to tie it all together in this video, since we also went to Appomattox, I figured why not show you the final resting place of Robert E. Lee. They don't allow you to film inside, at least not audibly, so little clips, B-roll, that kind of thing. That's why you're seeing that. But yeah, I couldn't do like a tour showing you around. It's free to enter and everything. It's on a college campus. I didn't even know this. Robert E. Lee at one point was the president of this college, and I guess post-retirement of the war, whatever. But yeah, kind of a interesting place to be. That's the entrance. The hours are incredibly selective. It's only for a couple hours every few days type of thing. They're not open every day and only for a couple hours. I should have mentioned, by the way, they have his horse is buried down there too. His name is Traveler. Cool. So I'm now back in Raleigh. Obviously, I'm on the plane. I'm about to board. I wasn't going to even show you guys this, except I volunteered to check my bag, and they let me jump to, like, early boarding, so there's nobody on the flight except me, which is kind of cool. So that was a whole big crazy adventure down there, wasn't it? I bet you weren't expecting to see all those things kind of coalesce. Honestly, that wasn't really the plan. It just kind of happened. That's just kind of what happens with this channel. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, an observation, because I pointed out that this was the first time we went to North Carolina in the history of the channel. Earlier, we went to Tennessee. That was also the first time we went to Tennessee in the history of the channel. I'd been there before, but never on the channel. Anyway, believe it or not, this is only part one of this. There's going to be a second part of this, because I had a continuation of more little micro trips. So, in the meantime, if you guys can do me a favor, check out other videos on this channel, because there's a ton of them at this point. But if you can like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, and check out all the social media stuff in the description: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, etc. I appreciate the support on all those. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.